So, guess what I just realized yesterday? Christmas is 26 weeks away. We are literally halfway to Christmas. I know that seems kind of obvious when you actually think about it, but how many times do we actually think about Christmas coming around? Usually what happens is that we end up getting towards, the end of October, Halloween happens, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my goodness, Christmas is about to be here. And then we start panicking, and then we start trying to figure out how we're going to afford to pay for Christmas this year. Obviously, the point of Christmas is not the gifts, it is Christ. After all, the word Christmas is Christ's Mass. In the liturgical church, Christ's Mass is the Mass that celebrates the birth of Christ. The simple fact is that for many of us, we will spend money at Christmas time. Whether that's through buying gifts, that's travel, that's hosting Christmas dinner. We are usually giving money to charity at this time of year. We're usually doing something with our money during the Christmas season. So let's talk about planning and preparing ourselves right now, as in 26 weeks away from Christmas, preparing ourselves right now for Christmas financially. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm a huge fan of sinking funds. For those that are just stumbling upon me, I have been sharing my family's real life on a budget for several years online. My family and I, we are 100% debt free, which yes, does include our home. And one of the ways that we have managed to stay debt free, not just get debt free, but stay debt free, is by having sinking funds. I will include a link in the description of this video to another video I did that goes in depth in explaining sinking funds and how to build them up. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to talk about our Christmas sinking fund. If you don't already have one, please consider setting one up. For us, this is a separate bank account that we have at an online bank. We use CIT Bank for a lot of our sinking funds. And the purpose of this sinking fund, it just holds our money for Christmas. It's money that's going to get spent. That's not to say that we will spend all of it at Christmas time, but it is money earmarked for Christmas spending and all of Christmas related spending. So that includes charitable contributions, buying gift wrap, Christmas cards, the food, travel, all of that. Because you see, what's funny is that a lot of people forget that paying for Christmas, budgeting for Christmas is a lot more involved than just the Christmas presents. Because you actually have to pay for, if you are going to travel, you have to pay for that. If you are hosting Christmas Day dinner, you have to pay for that, right? Like there's an increase in costs that a lot of times we don't take into account in our Christmas budgets. But by having a sinking fund designated for Christmas, you are able to kind of counter that a little bit because now you have money set aside to be used for Christmas. It's not coming out of your, November and December paychecks. It's money that is just readily available because Christmas is not an emergency. It literally comes on the same day of every single year. It doesn't move around. You know it's coming. But the problem is that so many times we tell ourselves it's way far off in the future, right? Just like I've been telling myself that, right? But then I had the realization oh my gosh, we for real are very close to it being Christmas time again. Even though I know it's crazy because it's summer and it's brutally hot, but it will be here before we know it. So if you aren't already actively preparing for Christmas, now's the time to do it. So here's what you're going to do. Saving for Christmas does not take priority over your other big priority goal. I'm a big fan of having multiple goals, but only one can be the priority. Meaning that I don't think you're wrong if you want to pay off debt and still invest money for retirement. In fact, I think you're pretty smart for that. However, they both can't be priority goals. One has to be more of a priority than the other, which maybe in the short term is paying off debt. So you have more money then to invest for your future later on. But you're still investing for your future, but maybe you're not aggressively investing for your future. You're not aggressively saving that. You're aggressively paying off the debt. You still need to keep your priority goal front and center. So if it's paying off debt or building up your emergency fund or saving for retirement, that still needs to be the priority. What you're going to do here now with Christmas, though, is that you are going to make sure that Christmas is included within your budget. So yes, that may mean that you won't have as much money to throw at debt, in the coming months. That's okay, because by having this Christmas sinking fund, it's going to keep you from sinking back into debt come Christmas time. And so let's say you have $100 extra this month. Let's just say this budget, this paycheck's budget, you have an extra $100. You have an extra $100 that doesn't have to go anywhere. So normally you would throw that $100 towards whatever your priority goal is. So paying off debt in this example, you would normally pay that $100 towards the debt. Well, now because you're trying to prepare for Christmas, so you don't sink back into debt at Christmas time, you are now going to contribute only a portion of that $100 to paying off debt and then a smaller portion towards your Christmas sinking fund. Since we're using $100, let's say you're going to put $75 towards your debt and you're going to take $25 and you're going to put it towards your Christmas sinking fund. You're just going to keep doing this over and over and over again as you build up this Christmas sinking fund. And then the best part is that when it comes to Christmas time, you don't have to guess what your budget is. You don't have to try to figure out like, oh my gosh, how am I going to afford all this? What am I going to do? What should I be budgeting for, right? Like you don't have to worry about that because your budget is what you have sitting in that sinking fund. And if you start right now, you can have a significant portion of money saved up for Christmas time this coming year. And so please, if you have not started saving and thinking about the Christmas season, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to start preparing your budget and your family's finances for Christmas. So then that way it doesn't sneak up on you and you aren't scrambling around trying to figure out how to avoid swiping the credit cards and going back into debt. And you don't have to start off the next year deep in the red again, perpetuating this never-ending cycle of taking on more and more debt and living paycheck to paycheck. You can break this cycle. So get those Christmas sinking funds started if you haven't already.